Hello, welcome into this edition of the Danny Sancomb Show. I'm your host, Matt Kiefer. With me is head coach Danny Sancomb. Coach, it's been a little bit of over a week since we last met. I got 3 games to talk about. One on the road was a tough one, and then we got 2 good ones here. But we'll start with the tough one there first. Up to Gannon, meeting a first-place team. So it's where you want to be in, let's see, early February when that game was played February 7th. Again, 2 teams have known each other very well. Coaching in the second year at Gannon, but it's the same system you're familiar with. It wasn't the same result, a little bit different team for performance there when it was here at Convocation Center.
Yeah, just we weren't where we needed to be at. As a coach, you got to take responsibility of having your team ready to play, and we just were not ready to play. So it was frustrating. We've been so consistent with what we've been doing, and going into the game, the 2 days of prep work that we had, felt good about it, but we just didn't execute. Their energy level and desire, I think, to win was greater than ours, and you're not going to win games when that occurs. And the areas we wanted to be good at is taking care of the ball against them, which we did not do, and rebounding, which we didn't do. And when you start adding that up, that's why the game ended up the way it did, for sure.
In the game, Gannon scored 115 points. It's definitely not the normal for the defense you guys have been playing, but big factors for that one. They made 13 three-pointers, and they made 20 of 22 from the free throw line. So even if you were scoring efficiently in the second half, shooting 60%, but when a team is just shooting from the outside and the charity stripe converting, it's just hard to cut into a deficit.
Yeah, and they shot the ball well, but they had really good looks, and when they're playing at home, obviously, you got to be really tightened up on that. And like I said, I told the guys afterwards, after the game, we were very disappointed. Everybody in the locker room. I was disappointed myself not having us ready to play. I was curious to see how we'd be able to bounce back. But Gannon's a really good team, and if you're not ready to play, especially up there, they're good anywhere, but they're really good when they play at home. And their energy level, we just didn't match it. We didn't match it, and they were ready to play. And I could tell, from the last time we played them, they had a bad taste in their mouth, and they wanted to get their revenge, and they surely did.
In that game, Dolman ended up leading the way with 18 points, 9 rebounds. Keandre having 15 points, 3 assists off the bench, and then Bryson ending up with the 14 and 2, but he really struggled with turnovers in that contest. It's just overall a game, it's one of those just normal ones there for Cal, just a throwaway kind of game.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't say any of us played well. Dalman had good numbers and so forth, but we just didn't, play well. We knew we were going to have to lock in moving forward, and it was just it was difficult because that was a big game, just with the conference and so forth, and I just thought we were going to play much better up there.
It's one of those things there, those 2 teams have been up in the top of the standings almost all year. Come Wednesday, the first regional rankings come out, but in alphabetical order, so there'll be no numbers there, but 2 teams we expect to see top of the West, somewhere featured in those regional rankings. It could be one of those things, again, I think Gannon's not going anywhere for this year. They're going to be a team in the tournaments, both of them, PSAC and NCAA, they'll be looking at. But for the Vulcans, the idea of coming back around, get to come home for the first time in 2 weeks, basically, on Wednesday. It's been crazy. It's been 2 weeks since you guys had a home game. But you come back with Clarion, a team that ended up beating you guys up at Tippin, but you guys even up the series against the Golden Eagles on Wednesday.
Yeah, and we bounced back. We scored 103 points that game. Offensively, we were very good. We shot a high percentage. We moved the ball. We had a lot of assists, I think 19 assists. We attacked them and were able to get good looks. A little bit disappointed defensively. 86 points, a little bit more than we would like to give it up. But, they create some trouble for us with some matchups. But overall, I just thought we came out and played at a good level and a good pace, and we were able to get control of the game early and then kind of let it slip away, and then we're able to bounce back on it, and get a good win.
Yeah, in the second half, you guys shot 65%. So even when they kept making ways to come back, you guys kept getting good quality looks and converting from the field.
Yeah, and I think honestly, looking back at it, our best thing we did defensively, we turned them over. I think they had 19 turnovers, and we were able to convert and get easy baskets. And it was a little bit of a flip-flop there because when we went to their place, we turned it over a bunch of times, and we were able to take care of the ball against them, and we were able to turn them over and get some baskets in transition, which were easy. That's why we were able to shoot a high percentage in the second half.
Yeah, it ended up being 19-9, the turnover differential there. You guys only having 9. You'll take that single digits as a coach every time, keeping control the ball.
Yeah, our guys did a really good job doing that, and they create turnovers. And we had talked about that throughout the week. And, coming off the Gannon game, having 24 turnovers and playing a team that's going to pick up full court and do some trapping and so forth, 9 turnovers we felt very comfortable with.
Yeah, in that game, looking at the stats there, you had 6 guys in double figures. I mean, that's exactly Cal offense to a T. Bryson Lucas going 24 and 9, Antoine 22 points, Braden Reynolds 17 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and Dahlman 15 points there. Just the idea of balance all the way through, and even you had minutes. You had another 2 guys off the bench with over 15 minutes, so you were getting some guys some time in that game and playing efficient level.
Yeah, I like that game. We played 8 guys, 10 minutes or more. Right there, I think Jordan Clayton may have been slightly under 10 minutes, but we played 10 minutes, and we got good production from the guys off our bench. Obviously, Bryson and Antoine and Dowman were super efficient from the floor and had big offensive games, and then Braden did a little bit of everything. He scored, he assisted, had a very, very good game. Those 4 guys. And when you get 6 guys in double figures, we like that. We always feel comfortable when we get 4 or 5 guys, but when you get 6, we're moving the ball and doing a lot of good things.
I mixed up the order there. We're going to make Gary do some work there. I forgot the Seton Hill game in between the papers got stuck there. So we'll go back and look at the Seton Hill contest there. That's a game there defensively. You had to be exceptionally happy with how the guys played in that contest, holding an opponent to under 50 points, only 21 points in the second half.
Yeah, and after giving up 115 the game before, we had to look at ourselves in the mirror and have some serious talks with each other, and we were able to respond. Seton Hill's a very good team, and Seton Hill had probably for about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, been missing a lot of their key players, and they were all back. So we knew we were going to have to be ready to play. And, I just felt like defensively we made it very difficult for them. We blocked 10 shots. We were in good help. We did a good job communicating and did a really good job defending. And I think in the second half, offensively, we really got it going. We got some open looks and we knocked down some threes. And we were just able to get a big cushion and, take it home. But our defense was when you hold a team to 48 points, under 50 points, that scores about 88 points a game, you're happy with that.
Yeah, it was a season low for the Griffins in the second half. They only shot 27%. And one of the numbers for me, they were only 4-21 from three-point land. When they were here, their one freshman guard, he made about 6-7 three-pointers on his own. So to keep them as a team at only 4, that's something you got to be happy with. And unbelievably, they only attempted 3 free throws in the game. That's a number that it's almost unheard of in college basketball. A team only shoot 3 free throws in the game.
Yeah, like I said, we were just good defensively. Our position was good. We were disciplined. We understood personnel. We talk about those things all the time, and we were locked in. I think obviously when you have a game like we did on Saturday against Gannon, we had a bad taste in our mouth, and I could tell practice Monday morning when we got out there was some feistiness, and guys were competitive with each other, and it carried into Tuesday, and then that just carried right into the Seton Hill game, which they're a hard team to beat. They don't beat themselves. They take care of the ball. They're hard to guard. They defend. They're a well-coached team, and I just felt like we really played a good game. On the defensive end and offensive end, combining it together, and it was good because, like I said, when you lose like we did on Saturday, you kind of wonder, what's going on with the team, and to bounce back like that says a lot about the guys.
Yeah, looking at the stats from that game, Keandre moves in the starting lineup that game, goes for 26 points, Jordan Buchanan 18 points, 9 rebounds, Bryson a double-double, 14 and 12, and Braden Reynolds 8 assists. It's just the idea of, again, you had some guys that are really just stepping up. Keandre coming into the starting lineup for Antoine and filling in more than adequately now.
Yeah, Keandre for the last 3-4 weeks have been really good for us. I think the transition from football to basketball, it takes a little bit of time, and he's got himself in basketball shape, and he has the ability to score on all 3 levels, and is really good. And I think he's just gotten confident, understanding what he needs to do offensively and defensively, and not only the offense, the 26 points, he guards, he's physical, he's strong, and he rebounds. He does a lot of things to help our team. Obviously, Jordan Buchanan had a great game. I think he was 3 of 5 from the 3, 18 points, and it was good to get him some good looks and get him going. He's been very consistent for us all year on both ends of the floor, so it was good. For us to be able to do that. Those 2 guys that had good games along with, Bryson, scoring the basketball for us as well.
In that game too, Josh Ray had 18 minutes, but he had 4 blocks and 5 rebounds. Didn't score a lot, but they didn't. I remember watching some of that game, and he was such a defensive presence and underneath the hoop and then challenging shots.
Yeah, and Josh is just dynamic defensively. He gets off the ground really quick. He's got good instincts. He gets his hands on basketballs. Another guy it's been difficult here for the last month for me to get our rotation right because so many guys are doing things and helping us win basketball games, and Josh is a big part of that, and he's just continued to get better as the year goes on, and coming down the stretch, we need him. He brings great energy on that defensive end. He can score, around the basket, knock down a 15-foot jump shot, so we need him to continue to play at a high level.
I'll take a look at the last 3 games there. We'll take a quick break here. I'm sure we'll get a little reprimand there for my paper sticking together, but we'll be right back here talking about the rest of this week coming up.
When the world feels unsafe and silence feels like the only way to survive.
What does it cost to tell the truth?
Experience the true story of Sophie and Hans Scholl, a journey of courage, conscience, and the price of humanity.
Once a conscience is awakened, it cannot be silenced.
Penn West California presents The White Rose.
Join us in Blaney Theater, February 26th to 28th.
Tickets are $12. Students and seniors are $8. Free with your Penn West ID.
Tickets are on sale now. Find your truth.
Interested in an internship and possible future career? Then come down to the Internship and Career Fair at Penn West, California, located in the Natali Performance Center on March 18th from 11 to 2. Be sure to bring your curiosity, a short intro about yourself, and even a resume if you have one. Make sure to wear anything you feel confident and comfortable in. You can expect friendly conversations with employers, info about internships and careers across majors, and support from the career staff if you need any help. If you have any questions, contact the Career Center at 724-938-4413 or internship@pennwest.edu.
Hello, welcome back to this edition of Dan's Sancomb Show. On Tuesday morning here, Coach, yesterday, Bryson Lucas gets the PSAC West Defensive Athlete of the Week award. Played exceptional both sides of the ball. Could have gone either way, either regular offensive athlete of the week or defensive, but this week he got credit for the defensive athlete of the week.
Yeah, I like seeing that too. Bryson is dynamic on defense. He gets in passing lanes, gets steals. He's able to block shots, keep the ball in front. Definitely great defensive rebounding as well. So, just like I said with Bryson, watching his growth the entire year, it's been a lot of fun. I think he's been instrumental in the success of our season this year with his play and with his leadership. Him and Dowman being our captains, I feel like they've really done a good job just handling this team this year. And we've got guys that respond very well. So it's been a good group. But Bryson's just growth as a player and a person is fun to see, and very, very happy for him for all his accolades. He definitely deserves them, and it's been fun to watch.
And when he was at Seton Hill, actually the first basket of the game was his 1,000th career point, 38th player in school history reached that milestone. 7 under your time here. It's hard to believe looking back at all these guys between Zion, Brent, Jermaine, KJ, Keith, Donald, now Bryson. Just the idea of how many guys, effective offense and winning basketballs come back to California. It's something I know a lot of fans have been waiting to see and happy to see. And for where the program is now, being contending in first place in middle of February and having 7 1,000-point scorers in your 8 years, it's got to be something, as a coach, you got to be happy to see the things have made the turn into where you wanted to be when you took this job 8 years ago.
Absolutely. Those guys make me look better than I really am. They just have the ability to score. Those guys that you mentioned, all 8 of them, very different in the way they go about doing it. But for us, I am. I told Bryson, 1,000 points, that's awesome. But, to get it in a game and win the way we did is what I'm about. We really want to win here. That's important. We value that. I think we've been able to get the right guys in our program that value that as well. I know the accolades are important, especially in today's age. But, I think our guys have been able to always put winning first, and that's our thought process, and Bryson just falls in that line with those guys. But anytime a guy gets 1,000 points in their college career, that's It's a big mark. It's something talked about a lot. And, I think Bryson has had so many different roles in our program, and really this year, getting the opportunity to really be a scorer has been really neat to see, and he's so efficient with it, and he's just continued to get better. So we're very happy, and obviously we need him to continue to do that night in and night out, because he's a big part of our success.
Yeah, winning basketball has been one of those things here. We got basically 4 games left in the regular season already. It's crazy to see. And winning basketball, putting Cal as one of the 3 teams in the West already clinch a spot. In the East, there's 4 teams already clinched spots. So still nobody's clinched seeds, just burst overall. Looking at the standings right now, with 4 games left, Gain in first place, 15-1. Cal second place, 1 game back, 14-2. And IUP, next week's opponent already, they're only 1 game back at 13-3. And then you come into the logjam in the West with Slippery Rock and Edinboro tied at 8-8. Seton Hill 7-9, Clarion 6-10, and then UPJ 5-11. But again, Clarion and UPJ, we've seen those teams at least once already this year. They're not teams that are 5-11 and 6-10 quality teams.
Yeah, you look at their record overall, and you see like everybody's hovering right around the 500 mark. And I can't think of any other time in my 8-year stint in the league that the competitiveness is so even on our side, and it's a dogfight each game. And you look at scores and so forth. For the most part, they're very competitive games, night in and night out. So there's still a lot of basketball to be played. A lot of things can change. I think our focus is 1 game at a time, and go out there and perform at a high level, and then 2 days to prepare, and then play the next game. That's just kind of been our thought process the entire season and conference, and we're going to continue that.
Well, preparation leads to tomorrow's opponent at UPJ. Pitt Johnson, they're number 1 in the conference in field goal percentage. A big reason why is their post when he was here, number 32, Baden Thorpe. He's a dominant big player, a Division III transfer, second year at UPJ. He's first in the league in rebounds, second in points, and second in field goal percentage. Just a guy who's incredibly tough to guard near the basket.
Yeah, and we obviously have watched our game this week against him. He makes tough shots. Very good player. He posts very hard. He has the ability to knock it down from about 15 to 17 feet out. He's a very good offensive rebounder. There's no flaws in his game. We're going to have to really work hard to make him limit his touches and make him really, really work. But he's an outstanding player, and we're going to have to be ready to play.
And then the final road game of the regular season comes up on Saturday. You guys go to Edinboro, back to Erie County again. They're number 1 in the conference, fewest turnovers per game, and number 2 in 3-pointers per game. Big reason why is a freshman from Avonworth, number 2, Rowan Carmichael, and he's one of the top 5 guys in the country. I looked and saw it in 3-pointers made per game. So he just loves to shoot outside, and he's incredibly efficient at it. Yeah,
and when you say efficient, it's incredible, his 3-point percentage. So he's a tough matchup. They've got some big guys inside. Good team. They take good shots. Another team. This week, and it's a broken record, so to speak, here, but they don't beat themselves. So, we're going to have to play our game and do what we do, and try to negate some of the things that they do well.
Well, best of luck, Coach, on the road this week. We get you back here 2 games next week versus IUP and Slippery Rock to close out the regular season. But best of luck here on the road at UPJ on Wednesday and at Edinboro on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Danny Sancomb Show.